Hi, and welcome to GF Square Gluten-Free Girlfriends, our new gluten-free cooking segment that's part of glutenfreerichmond.com. I'm Jen.
And I'm Ashley. We're going to be demonstrating delicious gluten-free recipes, wine pairings, and more, and we'll have lots of fun too.
Always tons of fun. And we're always coming up with ideas on delicious gluten-free dishes, and especially ways of making traditional dishes gluten-free, very important, and we want to share with you along the way.
We're going to invite you to share with us. You can post videos, recipes, comments anytime on our website. Please check us out at glutenfreerichmond.com and keep coming back for more great recipes and fun.
And on this segment, Ashley and I had mentioned that we held a gluten-free gathering, a party with a bunch of people, and we made gluten-free meatballs. And now we're going to show you how to do it.
Now let's get cooking.
Awesome.
Nice.
It's Jen and Ashley, and we have been teasing you with those meatballs from the fabulous party that we threw, and now
we're going to show you how to make them.
Exactly, we promised. So here we are. What we got going on here?
Well, we've gone ahead and set up everything just to go over the ingredients really quickly.
Oh wait.
Cheers. To start. Okay. How can we forget? We've got our meatball components here. So we're going to start with veal, sirloin, and pork. Mm-hmm. And I know that you have a special tip about the kinds of beef that you choose, right? You want sirloin over ground beef?
Well, I stole this recipe from a friend of mine. But yeah, she definitely goes with sirloin, not ground beef. And so that is the big tip there.
Better texture, better flavor.
Exactly. It does make a difference. And it also the absorption with the pasta sauce.
Yeah. Okay. And then the big thing here, and why we wanted to show you guys how to do this, is obviously it's a traditional recipe that we are making gluten-free. Whenever you make meatballs, you have to have some sort of binding agent to keep them together, absorb all that grease from the oil when you brown them. So we're using gluten-free breadcrumbs here. And then we also have a Parmesan cheese blend, which, one thing to note, if you are gluten-free, you have to make sure you check your shredded cheese, which is something that we just learned.
I was totally surprised. She told me about this, and I was like, what? Because my husband and I noticed a GF on shredded cheese.
Right.
We had no idea.
They use flour as an anti-caking if it's pre-shredded in a lot of cheeses. Now, it's not always that way, so just check.
Okay.
And then we're going to throw in an egg, a little garlic for flavor, and it's going to be delicious.
It's going to be delicious, and then you do have to
work it, and we'll show you how to do that too.
We'll show you that.
Then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to put together a quick sauce, and we say quick because we're starting with a jarred sauce, and then we're just going to doctor it up to give it a little more flavor. We've got some San Marzano style tomatoes that we're going to use. We're going to add some crushed red pepper and some basil leaves, and also some bay, and bay just gives it a really good depth of flavor, and obviously a little more garlic. Garlic everywhere.
You can never have enough garlic.
So that's it. So why don't we get started making the meatballs?
Awesome.
I'm going to take my rings off so I don't get...
I was going to say, yeah, you don't want pork in those rings.
That's right.
And really you want to do this, from what I understand, for your taste, and if you're a big cheese lover,
right.
Maybe a little more cheese than the breadcrumbs, but it should feel like a cookie dough, like a thick cookie dough.
Exactly, yeah. So I tell you what, I will work the meat here.
Thank God. That's my least favorite part.
Yeah, and you keep your hands clean and start adding ingredients. And obviously we're just going to eyeball everything here, but you can really, add as much cheese as you like. We love cheese.
We love cheese.
We're going to go heavy on the cheese. But just like Jen said, you want it to really have that consistency of a cookie dough, thick cookie dough. And you also, even though you have to combine these ingredients, you don't want to really overwork it. So just kind of get everything in.
Don't want to beat it to that.
That's right. Exactly. And then the egg.
One egg.
Ta-da!
Look at that.
And this is my favorite part. I like to break up the egg with my hands.
I like that she's breaking up the egg with her hands.
And then we're going to throw in a little bit of the garlic, and we can mix it up and start to roll out the meatballs.
Sounds wonderful.
Perfecto. All right. So when you're making these, Jen, do you like them to be what size? Like golf ball size?
For the party we did them real small.
Yeah.
So that they were, party size, and you could put a toothpick in it and easily have one. Now, if you're doing a big pasta dish at home and you want the pasta sauce to splash all over the place, I like the big ones.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. But I think today we're going to do small, right?
Yeah, we're going to do small just because we're doing the party favorite, really. Good size?
Perfect.
All right, here we go. So we're just going to roll them out.
Do you want help with that?
Sure. Get your hands dirty.
I wash my hands.
we're just going to roll them out and add them back to the original bowl, and then we'll take them over to the stove in just a minute. Good.
My mouth is watering, not because I'm touching raw meat, but because I'm thinking about what they
How
will
good
be.
they're going to be. I know, they are. One thing to note too is we, as Jen said, we stole this recipe from a good friend of ours, and we really appreciate it. We asked. Thank you. But we are just making half of what the recipe calls for today.
Yeah.
So
We don't need that. The recipe calls for 2 pounds of sirloin, 1 pound of pork, and 1 pound of veal. Tonight, of course, we're doing half, but that's a lot of food.
it is a lot of food. That would be fine if we were serving a ton of people, but
Or if you're my family, I've got 6 brothers and all their kids and family get us together, and it's crazy.
I think we've got some more down on the bottom there, but we can work those out after we get them into the pan.
All right, let's go.
All right, the oil looks ready. Got a few ripples going.
How much olive oil?
I eyeballed it. It's really just enough to kind of get the bottom of the pan covered. So we're just going to drop these in, and all we're really doing is browning these. So that's the sound we like.
Hot mama.
All right.
Now those look delicious.
Yeah, they look really good. Just kind of have to work with them to get them on all sides.
Yeah, brown on all sides.
Yeah.
And then, like we said before, keep in mind they're going to be in the sauce for an hour or two. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
And I really like the way these look. I like that they're not, perfect uniform shapes. They look homemade. They look like they came
They're
out of
like
the
us.
kitchen. That's right.
They're like all girls.
Freeform. Just real fun. Real fun.
All shapes and sizes.
That's right. All right, so we've got our sauce here. Jen's going to go ahead and drop them in and just kind of nestle them down in that sauce. And all we did to this sauce, we showed you earlier, we had a pre-made sauce that we bought at the store, and then we added a full can of San Marzano tomatoes to it. Stay in there, paper towel. And we doctored it up with our own, the things that we like, which we love garlic, we love basil, fresh herbs, and we threw in a little crushed red pepper to give it a little bit of heat, and a little bit of pepper. We're going to hold off on the salt right now until we get these meatballs in, and then let them simmer for a little while. We can kind of taste as we go along and see if we need to add a little more salt.
I think that's really good too, is, to taste.
Yeah, taste as you go.
Taste as you go, because you don't want to put a bunch of salt in there and then end up going, ooh, that's a lot of salt.
That's a little too salty. Yeah.
You can't take it back.
That's right. So that's it. We're going to put a lid on them, and we're going to let them simmer, for probably on low for about at least 30 minutes, probably closer to an hour. We just want to make sure they're really cooked through and they've had a chance to really absorb that sauce.
And they will be so delicious.
That's it. Yep.
And there they are, delicious gluten-free meatballs. They are so good, and thank you to our friend Denise who provided the recipe. Look for the recipe on our website and definitely try it at home. You will not be disappointed. Thanks again for joining us for our cooking segment, GF Squared, Gluten-Free Girlfriends, part of glutenfreerichmond.com. Make sure to visit our site and join us on Facebook. If you have a recipe or idea to share or want to become a sponsor, all of our contact information is online at glutenfreerichmond.com. Ashley and I will be back soon with fabulous recipe ideas, wine pairings, and tons of fun. 2 girlfriends cooking gluten-free.
Awesome.
Nice.